Good afternoon, Sarah. How have you been since our last appointment?
Honestly, doctor, not great. The pain in my lower back just won't let up, and I've been feeling unusually tired lately.
I'm sorry to hear that, Sarah. Let's delve into your symptoms and see if we can get a clearer picture. When did the back pain start?
About 3 months ago, it started as a dull ache, but now it's this constant throbbing pain.
Have you noticed any patterns or triggers for the pain?
It seems to get worse after I've been sitting for a while. Also, lifting heavy things makes it unbearable.
That information is valuable. We'll run some tests to determine the cause. In the meantime, have there been any changes in your daily routine or stress levels?
Well, work has been quite demanding lately, and my daughter is preparing for her exams. So, stress levels are definitely higher than usual.
Stress can indeed manifest physically. It's crucial to address both the physical and emotional aspects. We'll work on managing stress while investigating the root cause of your back pain. Now, about fatigue, how would you describe it?
It's like a constant cloud hanging over me. I wake up tired, and no amount of sleep seems to make a difference.
Fatigue can be a symptom of various underlying issues. We'll need to explore this further. Are there any other symptoms you've noticed?
Not really. Just some occasional headaches, but I thought it was because of the stress.
We'll consider that as well. Let's order a comprehensive set of tests to rule out any potential medical conditions. In the meantime, I'd like you to keep a symptom diary, noting when the pain is most intense and any activities or factors that seem to influence it.
Sure, doctor. I just want to get to the bottom of this and start feeling like myself again.
1 week later.
Sarah, thank you for joining me outside the clinic. I find that a change of scenery can sometimes make these conversations more comfortable. Now, let's talk about your test results.
I've been anxious about this. What did the test show?
The good news is that we've ruled out some serious concerns like fractures or tumors. However, your blood work revealed a vitamin D deficiency, which could be contributing to your fatigue and musculoskeletal issues.
Vitamin D? I never thought of that.
It's more common than you might think, especially with our modern lifestyles. Lack of exposure to sunlight and certain dietary habits can lead to deficiencies. I'll prescribe a vitamin D supplement and recommend some dietary changes.
That doesn't sound too bad. What about the back pain?
The tests also showed signs of inflammation in your joints. It could be indicative of an early-stage arthritis condition. We'll refer you to a rheumatologist for further evaluation. In the meantime, physical therapy can help manage the pain and improve your mobility.
Arthritis? I didn't expect that.
Early detection allows for better management and quality of life. We'll work closely with the specialist to tailor a treatment plan that suits your needs. Additionally, I'd like you to continue keeping track of your symptoms and any changes you notice.
I appreciate your thoroughness, doctor. It's reassuring to have a plan in place.
A few months later.
Welcome back, Sarah. How have you been since our last visit?
Much better, doctor. The vitamin D supplements and dietary changes have made a noticeable difference in my energy levels. And the physical therapy is helping with the back pain.
I'm delighted to hear that. Your commitment to the treatment plan is crucial to your recovery. Let's review your symptom diary and see if there have been any patterns or improvements. It's excellent that you've been keeping track. It helps us make informed decisions about your care. I can see some positive trends here.
Yes, the pain isn't as constant, and I've noticed more flexibility in my joints.
That's promising. Now, let's discuss your emotional well-being. How have you been managing stress?
I've started incorporating meditation and short breaks during work. It's made a significant difference in how I handle stress.
That's fantastic, Sarah. Addressing both the physical and emotional aspects of your health is crucial for overall well-being. As we continue with the current plan, I'd also like to explore any emotional support you may need. Sometimes, counseling or support groups can be beneficial in managing chronic conditions.
That's something I hadn't considered. But you're right, it's not just about the physical aspects.
Exactly. We're here for your holistic health. I can provide you with resources and recommendations for support groups or counseling services if you're open to it.
I appreciate your thorough approach, doctor. It's reassuring to have a healthcare professional who cares about more than just the symptoms.
Good morning, Mrs. Johnson. How are you feeling today?
Oh, I've been better, doctor. I've been having these persistent headaches and feeling unusually tired lately.
I see. How long have you been experiencing these symptoms?
It's been about 3 weeks now. At first, I thought it was just stress from work, but it hasn't gotten any better despite resting.
Have you noticed any other changes or symptoms accompanying the headaches and fatigue?
Well, sometimes I feel a bit dizzy, and I've been having trouble concentrating. And my appetite hasn't been the same either. I've been eating less than usual.
Those are significant symptoms. I'd like to do a thorough examination to better understand what might be causing them. Would you be comfortable with that?
Yes, of course, doctor. I just want to get to the bottom of this and start feeling better.
After conducting a physical examination and reviewing the patient's medical history,
Based on your symptoms and the results of the examination, there are a few potential causes we need to consider. One possibility is migraines, given your description of the headaches and associated symptoms.
Migraines? I've never had them before. What else could it be?
Another possibility is anemia, which can cause fatigue, dizziness, and a decreased appetite, all of which you've mentioned. We'll need to run some blood tests to check your iron levels.
Anemia? That sounds serious. Could it be anything else?
It's important to consider all possibilities. Your symptoms could also be indicative of thyroid issues or even a neurological condition. However, we won't jump to conclusions until we have more information.
I understand, doctor. What do we do next?
I'd like to start with the blood tests to rule out anemia and check your thyroid function. Depending on those results, we may need to conduct further tests, such as an MRI or CT scan, to investigate any neurological concerns.
All right, doctor. Whatever it takes to figure out what's going on.
several days later, after receiving the results of the blood tests.
Mrs. Johnson, I have the results of your blood tests. It appears that your iron levels are lower than normal, indicating that you have iron deficiency anemia.
Anemia? Is that what's been causing all these symptoms?
Yes, it's likely contributing to your fatigue, headaches, and other symptoms. The good news is that it's a condition we can treat. I'm going to prescribe an iron supplement for you to take daily, and we'll monitor your progress closely.
Thank you, doctor. I'm relieved to finally have an explanation for what's been going on.
You're welcome, Mrs. Johnson. Remember, if you have any concerns or notice any new symptoms while you're on the medication, don't hesitate to contact me.
Several weeks later, during a follow-up appointment.
How have you been feeling since starting the iron supplement, Mrs. Johnson?
Much better, doctor. The headaches have decreased significantly, and I have much more energy than before.
I'm glad to hear that. It's important to continue taking the supplement as prescribed to replenish your iron stores fully. We'll schedule another blood test in a few months to monitor your progress.
Absolutely, doctor. Thank you for your care and support throughout this process.
You're welcome, Mrs. Johnson. Remember, your health is our top priority, and I'm here to help in any way I can.
Good morning. Robert Jameson, right? How do you feel today, Jameson?
Oh, I'm fine. It is a pleasure to meet you. It has been a great morning for me.
That's good. So you came here for the job opening we have for
the new supervisor. Your secretary called me yesterday to tell me I was selected for this interview.
Oh, right. So have you worked as a supervisor before? Or is it your first time?
I have been working in the same area for years. And I think I'm ready to move forward.
Great. Although we don't usually hire people with zero experience in the area.
Oh, no. I do have a lot of experience in the area. But not as a supervisor.
I see. Don't worry, Jameson. Why don't you tell me a little about yourself?
About myself? Sure. Where to start? Well, you already know my name and surname. I haven't always lived in the city. I moved from California some years ago to study here. I came to this city just for that reason. To study a career. I studied business management. I graduated with honors, being the first place of my class. We were 100 people. So I considered that as an important achievement since I was not very smart in school.
That's excellent. Congratulations. And why did you decide to study that career?
Well, my father was a businessman too and the general manager of an important company. Of course, it was many years ago because now he's retired. He is 70 years old now. Anyway, I used to see him talking about business and how to manage a company, and I like that. And that's why I decided to study this amazing career. I think I can do a great job as a supervisor.
Okay, so what do you think is necessary for this job position, Jameson?
Since you need to manage people, you need to have leadership first, and I think I have it.
You think you have it. Why do you say that? Can you give me an example of your leadership?
I grew up in California, and it's true I wasn't the best student at the school. at least not in math or science. But I was chosen as the high school president for 3 years in a row. That was amazing. As a president, I could help the students to get some improvements for the school. Of course.
And why were you chosen as the high school president if you weren't that intelligent?
I was popular and many people knew about my abilities to manage difficult situations.
I see. Now I would like to know about your family. Tell me about it, please.
I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. They all live in California with my parents in a big house. I was the only member of the family who decided to move from his hometown. I really wanted to become a professional, and that's why I worked to pay for the career.
I think that's impressive. Now, what are your greatest strengths and weaknesses?
Well, I consider myself as a responsible and committed person. That's one of my strengths. I can take full responsibility for my team performance, being this good or bad. I'm also committed to my career. So, if I need to stay extra hours to complete a project, I won't hesitate to do that. And about my weakness, I can be stubborn sometimes. I could say that his conviction, but it is not good to believe something can go just one way. Of course, I'm working on that. I think it is normal to confuse passion with obstinacy.
You're right. Sometimes when we do things with passion, we can do it wrongly.
I have 5 years working in the business management area, and I could learn those things.
I see. And are you able to work under pressure? That's usual here.
Sure I am. In my 5 years working in this area, I always worked under pressure. That is something very common in this job. We have to deal with different situations every day. I'm able to work under pressure and also to lead a large group of people to get the objectives.
That's true. Now, what is the biggest challenge you have ever faced in your life?
I am the kind of person who likes challenges. Since I was a child, I have faced a lot of them. But I think the biggest one was the decision of moving to another city. It was hard to do. I had to deal with debts, finding a place to live, getting a work to pay for my stuff. It was definitely a difficult moment in my life. But happily I could handle it successfully.
It really is. Okay, Jameson. I don't usually hire inexperienced workers, but this time I'm going to make an exception. I think you have the necessary skills for this job. And of course, you can learn easily how to manage people in this company. You know, this is an important company in the city, and we need people who can represent us well. So I think you passed this interview, and you are now able to come tomorrow to talk to the general manager. Because you need to meet him, and he's going to explain more about the company.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you very much. I promise I will do my best for this company.
It was nice to meet you, Jameson. Welcome to MS Enterprise. I will see you tomorrow morning.
It was my pleasure. I will be here tomorrow early. Thank you very much for the opportunity.